God sent me to say this. You will lose everything if you ignore this sign. It's happening as you read. Archangel Michael speaks now, not as a distant voice in the clouds, but as a divine witness to what's unfolding in your life right now, in this very moment. The urgency in this message cannot be overstated. This is not just another prophecy. This is not just another passing sign. This is the signal you've been waiting for, the alert you didn't know you needed, the call you cannot afford to silence. Heaven has leaned in close because your path is tipping. One direction leads to breakthrough. The other leads to devastation. And the sign that determines it all. It's happening as you read these very words. You've been sensing it. A shift in your atmosphere. A disturbance in your spirit. A weight you couldn't name, but couldn't ignore either. You've prayed. You fasted. You've asked for confirmation. And God, in divine mercy, has sent me to bring you this word at the exact hour your spirit is open to receive it. What's been hidden will be revealed. What's been whispered behind closed doors will echo into the open. And what you choose to do with this sign, yes, you, will either unlock divine favor or delay your destiny. The enemy has been watching, waiting for your distraction, your disbelief, your disobedience. But God sent me here to intervene. You're at a spiritual intersection, and time is collapsing. This isn't symbolic. This is literal. Something is happening now. And if you ignore it, if you wave it off, if you stay in indecision, you will lose everything heaven has placed before you. Archangel Michael stands at the gates of your consciousness, sounding the alarm in the name of the Most High. I do not speak with confusion. I do not speak with ambiguity. I speak with divine clarity, delivered straight from the throne of the Almighty. Here is something shifting, right now, in the spirit realm. It's not random. It's not coincidental. It is intentional. It is God's way of giving you one final chance before a door shuts permanently. The atmosphere is heavy, not because you are losing, but because heaven is drawing a line between who you were and who you're called to be, a line between what must end and what will be reborn, a line between delay and destiny. Listen closely. The sign is already around you. It's in the tension you're feeling with certain people. It's in the dreams you keep brushing off. It's in the gut feeling that something's off, even when no one else sees it. This is not paranoia. It is divine perception. The angels have been dispatched. The heavens have recorded your movements. The Spirit has whispered gently, but now the voice is thunder. If you miss this moment, you don't just risk missing a blessing. You risk forfeiting alignment. You risk giving access to what was meant to be locked away. The very thing you've cried out for could be slipping through your fingers while you wait for another confirmation. You are not crazy. You are not overreacting. A warfare you felt. It's because the sign you've been ignoring is the very thing that heaven is trying to use to elevate you. Your breakthrough is coded in obedience. And obedience delayed is breakthrough denied. God sent me to say, open your eyes. Watch your surroundings. Discern the real from the fake. If someone has recently re-entered your life, don't accept them at face value. If an opportunity seems too easy, test it. This sign won't come with flashing lights. It will come quietly, but it will come with power. And once it's revealed, your response will determine everything. You are not reading this by accident. You are under divine surveillance. So what must you do? Be still. Be alert. Be obedient. Say yes when God says move. Say no when your spirit grieves. The instruction is simple. The impact is massive. If you receive this word, do not delay. Do not debate. Obey. Type I receive if this message just unlocked your discernment. Blessing code 111 is now surrounding you. There is something happening that your natural eyes cannot fully see, but your spirit already senses. Something cloaked in familiarity is quietly working against you. The whispers are increasing. The eyes watching you have shifted from admiration to envy. And the people closest to you, those you thought were with you, have started to behave in subtle ways that raise internal alarms. This is not your imagination. This is divine revelation. The Holy Spirit has been nudging you for days, for weeks, perhaps even for months. But now, Archangel Michael declares, you must pay attention. You must awaken to the reality that someone around you has misread your grace as weakness. They have mistaken your patience for passivity. And now, they are plotting a move that could cost you everything. God sent me to tell you that this spiritual tension is not accidental. Conversations are happening behind your back. Eyes are watching your every move. Someone who knows your habits is planning a disruption. And they're doing it with a smile on their face and good intentions on their time. But in their heart, there is confusion, comparison, and calculation. A shadow of manipulation follows them, and the enemy is whispering lies into their ear. They're not really who they claim to be. They're taking your place. They don't deserve what they have. These are the lies being believed, and from those lies, seeds of betrayal are being watered. You felt it in your spirit. You just didn't have proof. But your spirit doesn't need proof. It needs permission to act. Archangel Michael says, someone thought they knew you. They thought they understood your silence, your patterns, your growth. But what they saw was only the surface. What they interpreted was only a fragment. You have outgrown their perception of you, and now your evolution is triggering their insecurities. This is why the tension feels spiritual, because it is. This is why their energy feels different, because it is. This is why you're waking up at strange hours, feeling unrest in your soul, because heaven is trying to alert you before destruction takes root. You are being watched. Not just physically, but spiritually. The enemy cannot touch you without legal access, and your ignorance is the very door he's hoping you leave unlocked. Let this be clear. This is not about living in fear. This is about living in awareness. The person watching you might be someone you've comforted, someone you've mentored, someone you've supported. That's why this betrayal feels so unthinkable. But God saw it before you did. That's why you're receiving this word now. To protect what's sacred. To shield what's divine. To anchor what's rising. You are not called to expose them. You are called to distance yourself with dignity. You are not called to argue or prove anything. Your life is the evidence. Your calling is the answer. Let no one confuse your discernment for judgment. You are not paranoid. You are not bitter. You are being divinely warned. And this warning is mercy in motion. Don't wait for them to show their true colors. Don't wait for the conversation to surface. Trust your spirit. Trust your peace. Because once the sign reveals itself, your decision will either accelerate your destiny or invite unnecessary delay. And as you're reading this, someone's spirit is growing uncomfortable, not because of guilt, but because they recognize that your light is growing too powerful for their shadow to manipulate. Keep rising, keep watching, and keep guarding your peace. If this message confirms what you've been sensing, consider supporting with a super thanks offering. $10 helps us bring forward more truth, more warning, and more protection for those who need it. Your support truly matters. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding you. This battle you're facing isn't just emotional. It's not just relational. It's not just circumstantial. This beloved one is spiritual. It's not about who betrayed you. It's about what they tried to interrupt it. This isn't about petty drama or minor offenses. This is about your assignment. This is about the anointing you carry, the elevation you are stepping into, and the kingdom you were born to shake. Archangel Michael speaks clearly now. The reason the conflict is intensifying is because your calling is maturing. Your light is no longer flickering, it is blazing. And everything that's not aligned with God's order is reacting to it. There's something powerful happening in your atmosphere. Every argument, every side glance, every misinterpretation, every false accusation, it's all rooted in one truth. Your spirit is awakening. Your discernment is increasing. You are no longer moving based on approval or applause. You're moving by revelation. And that terrifies those who once had influence over your emotions. It threatens the ones who depended on your insecurity to keep you small. The shadows are reacting to your radiance. The enemy is irritated because you're no longer asleep to your value. You're no longer bowing to counterfeit connection. You're no longer questioning whether you're enough. And now, the spiritual realm is watching you with alertness, because something has been activated in you that cannot be reversed. This is not personal, it is positional. The spiritual resistance you're feeling is confirmation that you stepped into alignment. You stepped into purpose. You stepped into power. And now, the systems of darkness are shifting to try and disrupt what they cannot defeat. You're not under attack because you're wrong. You're under attack because you're right on time. You're not being resisted because you're weak. You're being resisted because you're rising. And every dart being thrown at you is a signpost. You are moving in the right direction. Let it be known, you are not fighting alone. Archangel Michael and a host of warrior angels have been assigned to your steps. Heaven is defending what God has deposited in you. The oil on your life is too costly for it to be contaminated by chaos. And the moment you recognize the spiritual nature of your battle is the moment you regain control over your emotions. You are not here to explain. You are not here to convince. You are here to conquer. You are here to stand in the truth of who God created you to be. And no lie, no manipulation, no betrayal, no witchcraft can override that. God is saying to you right now, you are not under attack. You are under elevation. This is pressure before promotion. This is shaking before settling. This is the echo of your next level. When the enemy sees you coming into clarity, he gets nervous. That's why the attacks increased. That's why certain people started switching up. That's why you feel spiritual warfare in places that used to feel safe. Because this is a testing ground. Not to break you, but to build you. Not to diminish you, but to define you. You are not fragile. You are forged. You are not overlooked. You are ordained. And even in this conflict, heaven is working in your favor. Even in the pain, there is divine purpose. Even in betrayal, there is sacred redirection. So bless those who tried to break you. Honor those who expose their own hearts. Because without their confusion, you wouldn't have walked into your clarity. If this word pierced something deep inside and you feel led to support, consider giving a super thanks offering of $20. Your seed sustains this divine mission and expands our reach to awaken others like you. Top amen to receive protection and clarity. Blessing number 777 is now upon you. Archangel Michael speaks again, and this time with urgency. The next move is already in motion. What has been quietly brewing in the background is preparing to surface in the physical realm. The conversation has already started. The decision has already been made. The weapon has already been formed. Someone you once trusted is now in deliberation. Your silence isn't peace, it's strategy. Their distance isn't random, it's loaded with intention. And though their actions have not yet reached your doorstep, I tell you with divine authority, they are coming. Listen to me carefully. The reason you've been uneasy lately, the reason you felt something lurking behind your back, is because the plan was planted in secret. You were never meant to see it until it was too late. But God in His mercy, has intervened to alert you now. The lie is forming. The story is being crafted. They are twisting fragments of your truth to serve a false narrative. They may message you in the coming hours. They may reach out with pretend innocence, masked as concern. But behind their smile is sabotage. Behind their tone is temptation. And if you are not spiritually awake, you may unknowingly welcome your own destruction through the very door they knock on. Michael declares this now. The next 72 hours will reveal everything. You must not ignore this. You must not dismiss this. Every delayed response, every unanswered call, every half-hearted apology, these are not just random behaviors. They are red flags. They are prophetic clues. God is allowing the delay, allowing the silence, allowing the tension, because He is exposing hearts. He is pulling the veil back so you can see the Spirit operating behind the smiles. And the moment you discern it, you must act in alignment. Don't stall. Don't reason with the sign. Don't let motion override instruction. This next move is not about revenge. It's about prevention. If you respond from the flesh, you will fall into their trap. If you respond from the Spirit, you will disarm it before it ever manifests. That is why discernment is your greatest weapon right now. That is why silence is louder than speaking. The enemy wants you loud and reactive, so that when the narrative drops, you appear unstable. But God wants you still and surrendered, so that when the storm rises, your peace is your protection. This is more than emotional defense. This is spiritual strategy. I see papers being drafted. I see words being shared through text, through whisper, through backdoor conversations. I see a spirit of manipulation weaving its way into someone you once loved. This is not paranoia. This is preparation. You were not called to be blindsided. You were called to walk in foresight. And foresight requires action. You must pray in the Spirit over the next 3 days. You must fast if you are led. You must guard your phone, your heart, your conversations. Not everything deserves your response. Not every invitation deserves your presence. And not every opportunity is God sent. Some are traps with gold paint and false peace. Test every open door. If you're reading this now, then you've been marked by heaven for protection, but it's your obedience that activates it. What you do with this warning will determine what unfolds next. This is not just a test. This is a divine alarm. God is saying, I've revealed the plan so you won't fall into it. Now move in wisdom. Move in clarity. Move in power. And while you walk this path, stay close. If this section opened your eyes and gave you clarity, consider sowing into this mission with a super thanks of $50. Your support isn't just generosity. It's partnership with the divine flow that makes this message possible. Thank you for standing with us. Type "I will not miss my sign" in the comments, Blessing code 333 has been released over your life. Heaven has not just warned you. Heaven has now positioned you. And with positioning comes protection. Archangel Michael speaks with divine urgency, not to stir fear, but to awaken your wisdom. The spiritual conflict around you is intensifying, but this is not the time to react. This is the time to be still. This is the time to walk in a different kind of power, a power not found in words, but in restraint, not in resistance, but in obedience. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to chase after clarity. The clarity you seek will come through stillness, not striving. You feel the weight in the air. That's not confusion. That's confirmation. The tension you sense is not chaos, it's heaven shifting things around you. The people who once understood you no longer feel aligned. The places that once felt warm now feel cold. The conversations are drying up. The invitations are slowing down. You are not being rejected. You are being refined. And if you're not careful, you'll misinterpret divine protection as isolation. But Michael says, this is not punishment. It is preservation. You are in a spiritual holding pattern. And in this sacred space, your silence is your sword. Let it pierce the plans of those who try to provoke you. Let it frustrate every demon that hoped to drag you into unnecessary confrontation. The enemy wants a reaction. He feeds on emotional instability. He delights when you defend yourself unnecessarily. He celebrates when your peace is shaken. But right now, you are being called to confuse him with stillness. You are being asked to respond by not responding. You are not called to engage with every whisper. You are not called to defend yourself in every room where your name is being twisted. You are not required to rush into conversations that carry traps disguised as concern. You are not obligated to explain your elevation to those who benefited from your lower level. What God is doing in you is sacred. What heaven is constructing through you is holy. And holiness cannot be negotiated with people still addicted to your old version. You've wondered why God has been quiet. You've wondered why certain prayers haven't been answered yet. But Michael reveals this now. God is not punishing you with silence. He is guarding you with it. In the silence, He's removing the wrong voices. In the stillness, He's recalibrating your direction. In the quiet, He's creating distance from distractions that once looked like opportunities. And every second you remain anchored in peace, the enemy's grip loosens. You don't need to explain the shift you're in. The fruit of your obedience will do all the talking. You don't need to justify your distance. Your peace will speak louder than their opinions. You don't need to clarify why you didn't respond, why you didn't attend, why you walked away. Heaven has the receipts. And those who walk in the Spirit understand that silence is not surrender. It's strategy. This moment you're in, this fragile, tender, sacred moment, is not for external movement. It is for internal anchoring. You are being sealed for what comes next. And those who try to pull you out of alignment will do so not because they are enemies, but because they are unaware of the call you carry. Forgive them, but don't follow them. Let God be your voice. Let peace be your posture. Let stillness be your shield. And as you hold your ground, as you anchor in stillness, heaven will begin to war on your behalf in ways you never imagined. If your spirit confirms this word, continue to guard your heart and feed your discernment. If this message has helped you reclaim your peace and protect your purpose, consider sowing a super thanks offering of $10. Your support brings these prophetic warnings into the lives of others who are walking through spiritual battles alone. Your kindness helps awaken warriors. Your gift is felt and honored. Type "I choose stillness" in the comments if this message is for you. Lesson code 444 had been activated in your atmosphere. Now, beloved, we move into the shift. You have endured the shadows. You have stood beneath the weight of confusion, betrayal, silence, and suspicion. And yet, you are still here. Still standing. Still breathing. Still listening. That alone is proof that nothing formed against you has prospered. That alone is confirmation that what tried to destroy you was denied access. That alone is heaven's evidence that you are marked, not by your wounds, but by your resilience. And now, the tides are turning. Now, the heavens are opening. Now, the ashes of the past are falling away, revealing the glory of who you've always been. Archangel Michael proclaims this boldly. You are not who they thought you were. You are not broken. You are not fragile. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a weapon forged by fire, a soul sharpened by sorrow, a warrior refined in silence. Every tear that fell when no one noticed was not wasted. It was planting something eternal. Every moment you chose to walk away instead of fight, every moment you held your tongue, every night you fell to your knees in surrender, heaven recorded it. And now, the reward is being written. Let the record show. The old you has expired. The version of you that second-guessed everything, that tolerated too much, that over-explained and over-apologized, is no longer at the wheel. That version protected your heart while you healed. But now the anointed you is rising. Now the appointed you is moving. Now the called and covered you is stepping into the light without fear, without shame, without apology. They won't understand this version of you, and they are not supposed to. The same people who felt comfortable controlling your silence will not know what to do with your voice. The same people who only supported the weak version of you will feel threatened by the strong one. But don't shrink. Don't apologize. Don't dim your flame just because they're not ready for your fire. You didn't ask to be chosen. You didn't ask for the oil. But it's on you, and you cannot give it back. This is your empowerment moment. A motivational phrase. Not a hollow affirmation. This is divine decree. This is heaven roaring inside you. You are not walking into a new season. You are the new season. You are the shift. You are the storm breaker. You are the cycle breaker. You are the generational voice that hell tried to silence. And you must walk like it. Walk like it. Breathe like it. Live like it. The weapons that once worked against you will now turn to dust. The eyes that once watched you in judgment will now see you in reverence. The mouths that spoke against you will be silenced, not because you sought revenge, but because your elevation became undeniable. The storm is clearing. The fire is fading. And from the smoke, you emerge, not just intact, but transform. You are the prophecy unfolding. You are the promise made manifest. You are heaven's answer to a generational cry. You are who God had in mind when He allowed the betrayal, when He allowed the silence, when He allowed the waiting. It wasn't punishment. It was preparation. And now, you are ready. So rise. Rise with authority. Rise with vision. Rise with joy that cannot be stolen. Rise with peace that cannot be shaken. Rise knowing you are no longer who they thought you were, because now you've remembered who God says you are. Let this moment be sealed in your soul. And as you rise, do not walk alone. They are not just content. They are confirmation. They are reminders sent by heaven to sustain your spirit as you step into the very territory that once terrified you. If this message lifted your head and reignited your fire, consider blessing this mission with a super thanks of $20. You're not just giving, you're empowering light to reach more souls, more warriors, more weary hearts like yours. Your support is deeply felt. Type "I am rising" in the comments if you know this word was for you. Blessing code 888 is now activating in your life. The shift has begun. The atmosphere around you is no longer swirling with confusion. It is humming with anticipation. The ground beneath your feet, once uncertain, is now firm. The path ahead, once clouded, is now illuminated with the fingerprints of heaven. Archangel Michael declares over you now, the battle is closing, and the breakthrough is opening. The old cycles that sought to keep you bound are crumbling. The lies spoken against you are returning void. The false narratives are being silenced by the undeniable evidence of your elevation. You are stepping into a space where what once warred against you must now watch you win. Listen closely, beloved. The sign you were warned about was not sent to destroy you. It was sent to deliver you. Every betrayal, every misstep, every loss, every closed door was part of a divine orchestration to detach you from what could not carry you into your next. The pain was the pruning. The silence was the setup. The loss was the leverage. And now, heaven is releasing the reward. Michael speaks clearly. Someone is coming forward. Someone who misjudged you, who misunderstood your heart, who carried false stories about you. They are being stirred by conviction even now. They are wrestling with the truth they tried to bury. And soon, their mouth will open, not with accusation, but with apology. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not fighting alone. Heaven had been working behind the scenes, realigning every missed opportunity, restoring every stolen piece, resurrecting every dormant promise. What looked like the end was actually a divine beginning. And now, the tables are turning. The scales are tipping. The favor is forming around you so tangibly, so powerfully, that even your enemies will have no choice but to acknowledge the hand of God upon your life. You will feel the shift before you see the full manifestation. It will begin internally, an unshakable peace, an unexpected boldness, a renewed strength to hope again. You will wake up lighter, freer, more focused. People you once strained to hold on to will fall away naturally. Opportunities that once evaded you will start chasing you. Divine connections, ones that carry honor and clarity, will begin appearing. Contracts will be written. Doors will swing open. Healing will flood relationships that are meant to stay, and severance will protect you from relationships that were meant to end. This is the prophetic resolution of your waiting season. This is the culmination of your obedience. Every time you chose silence over retaliation, every time you trusted when you couldn't trace him, every time you sowed kindness when you could have sown vengeance, it has been recorded. Heaven is a perfect accountant. Not a tear hath been wasted. Not a prayer had been unheard. Not a seed has gone unnoticed. And now the reward is unavoidable. Archangel Michael speaks it over you. Peace is arriving in unexpected ways. Prosperity is forming from unlikely places. Joy is blooming where sorrow once sat. Restoration is emerging where devastation once reigned. You are not just being restored to where you were. You are being elevated to where you were always meant to be. Trust the process, even now. Surrender fully, even now. Keep your hands open and your heart expectant. What is forming will surpass what you lost. What is arriving will eclipse what was stolen. What is breaking through will be a testimony that no human hands, no demonic plot, no earthly authority could ever deny. Stay anchored and stay expectant. Stay ready. Heaven's movement has already begun, and it's headed straight for your door. If you feel led and want to bless this mission of awakening others, consider giving a super thanks offering of $50. Your gift carries this message further, lighting the way for souls searching for hope, just like you once were. Your support fuels the flame. Thank you deeply. Type "I receive my breakthrough" in the comments if this prophecy is yours. Blessing code 1212 has now been released into your life. Now is the moment. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. This is the divine intersection where your faith must become movement, where your belief must become action, where your agreement must become a signal to heaven. Archangel Michael does not speak for entertainment. These words are not poetic expressions designed to pass time. These are divine instructions released in real time to activate something deep within you, something ancient, something sacred, something undeniably powerful. You have heard the warnings. You have seen the signs. You have endured the testing, embraced the silence, obeyed the calling. And now, you are standing at the gateway of fulfillment. But before you can walk through, you must respond. Not with fear, not with doubt, but with fire in your spirit and clarity in your steps. This is not a passive season. This is a moment that demands activation. Heaven is listening. Heaven is watching. Heaven is waiting. Michael says clearly, when you respond to the divine responds to you. When you agree with what heaven has spoken, you shift the atmosphere around your life. Your words are keys. Your declarations are doors. What you speak in this hour carries the weight of spiritual authority, and when your words match your obedience, chains break. Alignments form. Girdles open. Delay disintegrates. This is the supernatural principle behind spiritual warfare and spiritual victory. Faith in motion. Say it aloud. Type it with intention. Let the universe know. Let your enemies know. Let your future know. You are ready. Ready for clarity. Ready for release. Ready for restoration. No more delay. No more distraction. No more pretending you didn't hear the voice of God. No more waiting for confirmation when confirmation has already arrived. You've read it. You felt it. Now it's time to declare it. This is your call to action. Step into agreement. When you type those words in faith, when you speak them with reverence, when you posture your soul in alignment with this message, you release spiritual voltage into your life. You ignite blessings that have been hovering. You signal to heaven that you're not just a hearer, you are a doer. And heaven responds not just to pain, but to positioning. Don't underestimate this moment. Don't scroll past it with apathy. This is a holy appointment, a checkpoint in your journey, a divine detour from destruction. God sent this word to you now because something in your timeline is being adjusted, and your response activates alignment. What seems stalled can begin to move. What was blocked can begin to open. What was dead can begin to rise. But it begins with your yes. It begins with your declaration. It begins with your willingness to speak into existence what heaven has already spoken over you. And let this be a witness. When you take action in the Spirit, physical reality must follow. It may not all happen in one day, but the ripple begins. And every ripple becomes a wave. And every wave carries you closer to the shore of promise. Your future is not waiting for more time. It's waiting for your yes. So I say this to you now with divine authority. Respond. Respond with courage. Respond with expectation. Respond with full surrender. Type the words. Say them out loud. Make the declaration that seals this moment. And don't walk this path alone. If this message has confirmed your spirit, and you feel led to bless this prophetic movement, consider offering a super thanks gift of $10. Your generosity allows us to speak into more lives, rescue more hearts, and pour light into more dark places. Every gift is sacred. Every gift is honored. Type ISAYYES to God's plan in the comments to seal your agreement. Blessing code 555 has been released into your atmosphere. Let it be known in the heavens and echoed on the earth. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the evidence of prophecy fulfilled. You are the confirmation that when God sends a warning, it is always for protection, never punishment. You have heard this message not by accident, but by assignment. The title said it all. God sent me to say this. You will lose everything if you ignore this sign. It's happening as you read. And now, you have chosen not to ignore it. You have chosen to respond. And because of that, everything changes. There is a stillness settling over your spirit now. Not a silence of confusion, but a calm born from clarity. You no longer need validation. You no longer crave approval. You no longer chase after things that drain you. Why? Because you remember who you are. You remember the oil on your life. You remember that when God places His hand on someone, no human voice, no demonic agenda, no earthly system can remove what heaven has sealed. Archangel Michael speaks this now with heavenly force. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not bound. You are blessed. You are the revelation your bloodline hath been waiting for. You are the miracle disguised as a survivor. You are the shift that generations before you cried out for in the midnight hour. The weight of this truth may be heavy, but your shoulders were built for it. Your heart was chosen to carry it. Your soul was marked with a code the darkness could never crack. You are rising from the fire, scarred, but stronger. You are emerging from the storm, shaken, but sanctified. You are walking out of the wilderness, not empty, but enlightened. Every lie spoken against you has lost its power. Every curse sent your way has boomeranged. Every weapon formed did not and will not prosper. You have survived what was designed to kill you. And now you are stepping boldly into a realm that eyes have not seen and ears have not heard. Let them whisper. Let them wonder. Let them watch. Because what God is about to do in your life will be so undeniable that even your enemies will bless your name out of awe. Not because you forced it, but because you trusted Him. Not because you fought back, but because you stayed still. And now the reward is coming. The restoration is arriving. The resources are releasing. You've passed the test, and heaven never forgets a graduate of spiritual warfare. Heaven never overlooks a soul who stayed planted while the winds howled. This is your moment. This is your affirmation. This is your sacred seal. Say it aloud. Declare it boldly. Speak it over your house, your name, your future. I am not a victim. I am the revelation. I am not abandoned. I am assigned. I am not defeated. I am delivered. I am not forgotten. I am favored. Let this word follow you. Let it echo through your steps. Let it become your posture. Let it frame your next season with power. You are walking into rooms you once feared. You are speaking with authority you once doubted. You are creating with courage you once buried. You are no longer apologizing for your presence. You are no longer shrinking to make others comfortable. You are no longer delaying the promise because of someone else's disbelief. You have risen. And as you go, keep your spirit fed. If this full message has stirred your soul and realigned your purpose, and you'd like to support the continuation of these prophetic words, consider sowing a super thanks offering of $20. Your act of faith doesn't just bless this mission, it becomes a ripple in someone else's awakening. Thank you for standing with truth, with light, and with love. Type "I am the revelation" in the comments to seal this final affirmation. Blessing code 9999 now hovers over you, encircling your future with divine favor and unstoppable breakthrough.